Hey, what is up, card tubers? Diego here. Welcome into another Sports Cards Detour. Today we got more baseball cards to look at and have fun with and for you to enjoy. That's what we're here for, right? Anyway, in the background here, Figgy Friday. I figured I should show figures on a Friday because of the Figgy Friday kind of thing. I usually send my son pictures when I buy him a new figure. And I call it Figgy Friday photo. And but here I got the Joker. He's not new. He's one that was on my display, and I decided to put him in here. That's from the White Knight series, Joker. Pretty cool. Check that out if you like comic books and stuff like that. I did kind of enjoy the White Knight series. Well, in front of you, I have 4 baseball cards already. I figured it was easier than trying to handle them and then trying to put them on that back stand. We have Mel Ott and then Chipper Jones, Jose Berrios for my Puerto Rican collection, and then my Philly Rhys Hoskins, all of them on 2022 Allen and Ginter product. I like that. Those nice little tobacco cards, or tobacco-sized cards. I think they're pretty cool. I got some other cards for you to check out, some that I thought were pretty cool, and then a lot of them are Philly love in this video. So I have this Walker Buehler Velo, which is Velocity. Walker Buehler Velocity from Capstone. Thought that was a pretty neat looking card. I picked that up. I also picked up the Jacob deGrom. And since he doesn't, well, it says New York at the bottom, but since he doesn't have a logo, guess what? I can imagine him as a Texas Ranger right there. So there's Jacob deGrom. And then for my Puerto Rican collection, I picked up this Carlos Correa. And I believe these are all from Under Stadium Lights, if I can remember correctly. And then I got a Paul Goldschmidt, because there's a kid out there who's encroaching on my Paul Schmidt collection count, so I'm going to have to bulk that up. You know who you are. But anyway, Paul Goldschmidt, I'm kind of like, he's a put it off to the side type of collection. I used to collect them more when he was with Arizona. Because for me, he was like the big gentle giant, and I thought, like I liked having his cards. He was a good home run hitter, quiet. I enjoyed that part of his game. But he got to St. Louis, and St. Louis is a baseball town, so you got to get some notoriety there. And sure enough, he comes up with a great season, and now people are loving him. Definitely a Hall of Fame candidate at this point, or could be, I should say. I got some Philly love here. We got Bryson Stott, Future Stars from this year's product, the Tops, which I don't have much of. I still haven't even bought a pack for myself. I did get into a break, but I still haven't bought a pack for myself. Luke Williams, I have like a ton of Luke Williams now. He's currently with the Dodgers and currently with the Detroit Tigers, Matt Vierling. I definitely want to follow Maton on Detroit. I just like him. I think I might collect those cards, Nick Maton, if he pans out to have a good career. And one of the best catchers here, JT Realmuto. Don't know why, but that card looks fuzzy to me. All right, so of course the heater's going to turn on, so you're probably going to hear some like light static in the background. Some other cool cards that I got here. I got this Kyle Schwarber commemorative batting helmet, which I think are really sweet looking. I need to get the Bryce Harper one. Oh, darn, it's not going to stand up. It's got to push away. There you go. So yeah, that one's pretty cool. And I also got the JT Realmuto one from the update series. Now all I need to do is find the Rhys Hoskins and the Bryce Harper one from Series 1, and I'll have all 4. And now it's like, man, that would be pretty cool to have. I love those batting helmets. I know some people don't like them. They're like, but I think they're freaking sweet. I just like that medallion. Like, I would have that. I would have these like on display in my Phillies, like on the wall and stuff like that, like displays. Some other Phillies cards I got. I got the Phillies Bryce Harper, 35th anniversary. And I got another cool Bryce Harper from this year. This is the Bryce Harper green. Pretty cool right there. It's a nice green one right there. I love it. Numbered to 499 from Series 1. So I definitely got to get some cards from Series 1 as soon as I find some packs myself. I really can't find any. It's been kind of difficult. Well, that's going to wrap up one portion of what I picked up. I hope you guys enjoyed that part. Now I just wanted to talk to you about these cards from 1994. I didn't pick these up. I just happened to be sorting some cards, and I saw that I had like all 9 of these, and I thought they were pretty cool, and I wanted to show them to you. So these are the Measure of Greatness cards, and they basically project like guys that were going to be in or measuring up to Hall of Fame stats. If you look in the back, it'll show you like Frank Thomas here with the looking up the average Hall of Famer and then making a comparison to one of the best already in the Hall of Fame. And of course, we know Frank Thomas made the Hall of Fame. So this Measure of Greatness was a nine cards from the set that were, just their own little part. It makes a nice little binder page there. But basically, the Measure of Greatness, we have Frank Thomas. Then you have Ryne Sandberg, Wade Boggs, who we know became a Hall of Famer. Cal Ripken also. Barry Bonds should be in the Hall of Fame too, and for me and for most people. But, he is currently not in. We have Ken Griffey Jr., and then we have Kirby Puckett. Then we have Darren Daulton. And then we have for a DH, Paul Molitor. And most of those guys made it to the Hall of Fame except for Darren Daulton and Barry Bonds. But this made me think, like, if I was to replace this set, like replace each player, who would I go with? And I'm just going to run that through right now. I was thinking, okay, at first base, I could go the easy route and go with Miguel Cabrera, but his career is basically on his final year. So that's kind of like, that's too easy. Then pick somebody who has a pretty solid career, and it's a guy that you just saw not too long ago. And, of course, I'm not going to be able to get the card right away. That would be that Paul Goldschmidt right there, who has a chance, looking at his stats, to be a Hall of Famer. I also was considering Joey Votto in there, but I figure I'd go with Paul Goldschmidt. It's one of those. I'm going with the more of my favorite. Well, I do like Joey Votto too, so it's kind of hard, But just a final decision, I said Paul Goldschmidt. Plus, I had his card available. For second base, Ryne Sandberg right here. I would replace this card with Jose Altuve. Third base, the guy who sticks out in my head is Nolan Arenado. Although I like Jose Ramirez from the Cleveland Indians, I think he's a great player that you just don't hear about so much. But Nolan Arenado, just great glove, great bat, a lot of intensity. I would put him in the Measure of Greatness. Measure of Greatness for shortstop, that's kind of hard, but I'm going to have to go. I wanted to say Francisco Lindor, just because I like Francisco Lindor, but I would go with Carlos Correa, in that position. He's got a solid bat, but shortstop's hard. I'm not too up on my shortstops, I guess. But I wanted somebody who had a good sized career. Barry Bonds here. Let's say I'm gonna just go with all 3 outfielders. my 3 outfielders that I will replace in this, I'm going to say set for lack of a better term. The 3 players I would go with would be Mookie Betts, Mike Trout, and Bryce Harper. Of course, there's other outfielders that could be considered, but I was just like, I don't know. but saying that, I'm going to skip the catcher and I'm going to go to the DH and say, because there's a lot of good outfielders and some with the potential to be Hall of Famers, Juan Soto will be my DH. I would put him as DH, or I might put Bryce Harper as DH and move one of the other guys like Soto to the outfield. But those 4 guys would be my 4 outfielders, one being used as a DH. And then for my catcher, I would go with another Philadelphia Philly, JT Realmuto right there. JT is probably one of the best catchers in the game, so I'm definitely going to go with him as the replacement for this Measure of Greatness card. So if I had my choice of who to put for Measure of Greatness for this little binder set in current players, that would be who I would go with. So, yeah, guys, that is my video for today. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope it made some sense to you and entertained you in some kind of form or fashion. And until next time.
Well, thanks a lot for looking and listening, folks. I enjoyed being with you. So long, everybody.